Hey guys, I'm going to do some St. Louis style ribs today, and these have just been amazing for me. So they're real easy to do, and I just kind of want to show you. I found this kind of a conglomerate of recipes, different places and stuff. But the first thing you're going to want to come up with is you want to come up with a dry rub for your ribs. And before we get into that, Paige, if you'll show these ribs down here. These are what they call Swift ribs, and they're St. Louis style. They're already cut, so you don't have to do anything to these. Now, sometimes if you buy the St. Louis ribs, you'll see that they're kind of bowed out here, and they show you how to cut them and all that, and that's fine and dandy. I've done that before, but these are so easy. You just take them out of the package, rinse them off with some cool water, and then pat them down, and then you got to come up with your dry rub. So your dry rub is basically, I'm going to show you this little recipe. I just found it on the internet a few years ago. It's called your Kansas City Rib Rub, and it's a half of cup, and I doubled this because I'm fixing 3 racks of ribs, but I'll just show it to you real quick for the sake of time. And if you can get a beat on that, that's everything. And so what I did is I just doubled that recipe right there. So where it says a half a cup of brown sugar, I went with a whole cup, quarter cup of paprika, half cup, and then I doubled black pepper, 2 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, and then 2 teaspoons of cayenne. And so I put it all in a bowl right here, and I'm just going to get in here. I've already washed my hands and everything with soap, and now I'm just going to get in here and I'm just going to kind of just get all this mixed up really good. Okay? And I'm just gonna, like, there might be some little crumbles of brown sugar in there, but I'm gonna get in there and just stir it and get it all kind of minced up. And there we go. And that should be plenty to work with. Okay? Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come over here and I'm gonna kind of wash off my hands real quick. Okay. Okay, then I've got to have mustard. So I've just bought, you don't have to buy anything expensive. You can get this anywhere, Walmart, Aldi, Tom Thumb, whatever. And I'm just going to go ahead and coat these with mustard. And I'm going to start on the, I'll just coat the whole thing. I'm just going to put a little bit on both sides. And now I'm going to rub that in so this rub will have something to adhere to. Okay. So I'm doing the top sides first, right here, getting that all taken care of. Then I'm going to flip them over here on the back side. And I'm going to do the same thing right here. So I'm putting some mustard there, just kind of rub it all in. And I would use 2 hands, but I'm fixing to get into this this dry rub over here and start applying. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and just with my dry hand right here, and I'm just going to coat everything. Just put a really nice thick coat on everything, get everything covered up. And then I'm going to do the other side right here and just let it sit on there like that. Just get everything kind of covered up. Very nice. Now I'm going to flip these over and we're going to do the tops. So here I am, I've got those flipped over. Same thing here. I'm going to get in here and I'm just going to coat these tops and make sure every little thing gets covered for the most part. And that's going to smoke into that meat and it's going to be amazing. So here we go. I'm almost finished here. And then we're going to go outside. I'm going to show you how to cook these. Alright, so we are done. I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so what I'm using today, this is called the Austin XL, I believe. It's by Pit Boss, and it is a pellet grill smoker. So if you'll come over here and look, we have our pellets in here. And I'm going to need to go ahead and put some more in there because I just like to keep it filled up all the way, because if this thing does run out of pellets, then sometimes you have to restart your fire and it's a hassle. So anyway, I've got my temperature gauge right here, and then I'm setting this down here to 250, okay? Now, if you have a regular smoker, that's fine too. You can kind of maintain your pit at 250, and I'm going to put them right here on the pit. So slide them up there, and if you notice, I'm actually putting these ribs on the sides because I have a little heating element right in the middle, and I want indirect heat and smoke getting all those. If I put this right on top where the heating element is, you're gonna have burnt ribs. And then I've got a rack on top too. Now you can cook. I like to cook a bunch of racks of ribs because if you don't eat them all, you can always freeze them, come back and use them for another meal. All right, we'll catch you here in a minute. Okay, guys. So the ribs have been on for 1 hour. We're going to check them out, so come on over here and let's look at how these... Now what I've got in this little spray bottle right here is just some apple cider vinegar, and this is going to keep them from drying out. So we're going to open those babies up. They're looking pretty good. And we're just going to give them a little spray here, a little spritz on them. Keep them going. Alright. Everything looks pretty sweet. Now I've got these little gloves right here. You can order these off Amazon or whatever. They just keep it from getting burned. They're pretty nice. I've got this one rack over here. It's kind of close to the heat source, and I'm going to kind of check it out from the bottom. Lift it up and see how we're doing right there. And they look like they're doing pretty good. I'm just going to switch these two out. Move this one up a little bit. And then roll this one back behind it. Just kind of keep them moving so one of them doesn't get too overcooked a little too fast. And we're done right there. We're going to check these again in another hour. So, these ribs have been on for 3 hours. So every hour I came out and I just sprayed some apple cider vinegar on them, just kind of keep them moist. And now it's time to wrap them in foil. So they're looking pretty good. So I'm going to take these. I'm going to bring them over here to my table. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these, they've been face up, and now I'm going to put them face down, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of brown sugar, and I'm going to sprinkle this on the bottom here, okay? So I've got my brown sugar right there, and then I'm going to take a little bit of apple juice, just to get a little moisture as well, and I'm just going to spill this in here. Okay, and now they're set. And now I'm going to wrap them. Okay, just like so. And they're going to go back on the grill. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them and I'm going to leave them face down. They're going to cook 1 more hour. So here we are, we're at the end of our journey on cooking these St. Louis ribs, and I'm excited. So what we did is we cooked them a total of 4 hours, and what we're going to do, we're going to pull them. So what we did is we put them on, put our dry rub on there, and then we let them go for an hour and sprayed them with apple cider vinegar, and then we did it another hour, so they've been a total of 4 hours. The last hour we wrapped them in foil, and we put a little bit of apple cider vinegar with some brown sugar on them. So they're done. We're going to lift up, and I'm going to show you how one of these turned out right here. So let's just go ahead, I guess, and take this one, and we're going to take it over here and unwrap it. Now, one thing about it, don't carry this into the house like that, because sometimes they can leak. They're really juicy at this point in time. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this baby up. And there it is. I'm going to flip it over just so you kind of get a look at the top of it. And there they are. And I mean, they're just literally, at this point in time, just falling off the bone. And they've got that nice sweet taste to them. So that's how you cook these ribs. Super easy. Enjoy, have fun cooking. Signing out. God bless.